Taiwan reported that 675 people who had contracted the illness had survived, but 225 people had passed away after contracting the illness. What is the percentage of people who survived? And so to answer this question, we're going to use the following formula. So the number of survivors divided by the number of survivors plus the number of deaths multiplied by 100. So let's go ahead and start filling this out. So we have the number of survivors, which is 675, divided by the number of survivors plus the number of deaths. So we have 675 plus 225. Then we're going to multiply it by 100 to get our percentage. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to deal with this parentheses, and we're going to add. So we have 675 plus 225. So 5 plus 5 is 10, carry the 1. 2 plus 7 plus 1 is 10, carry the 1. 2 plus 6 plus 1 is 9. So we have 675 divided by 900, and then we're going to multiply it by 100. So the first step will be to look at this division here. So we have 675, and we're going to take 900 and see how many times it goes into 675. So we're going to need a couple zeros because we know that 675 is less than 900. So as 900 can't go into 675, we'll just go ahead and place a 0 on top of the 1 spot. And then we'll carry that decimal straight up and place it right there. Now, 6,750, as we look at all of this, 900 can go into that. And so we're going to estimate. So we're going to estimate kind of what it could look like of how many to kind of see. So we have 900. And to look at this differently, we're going to look at, like, say, 9 going into just the first two numbers, which is 67. So if we kind of remember our times tables, somewhere around 7 is probably where it's going to be, because 9 times 7 is 63. So we're going to put 7 right here, and we're going to multiply. So 0 times 7 is 0. 0 times 7 is 0. 9 times 7 is 63, which is pretty close to what it is. So we're going to put the 7 here and then put 6,300 below. We know we couldn't do another 900, so we couldn't do 900 times 8 because it would be too large. So now we're going to subtract. So we get 0 here. 5 minus 0 is 5. 7 minus 3 is 4. 6 minus 6 is 0. So this is good. Now we're going to bring down a 0. Now 900 goes into 4,500 how many times? So we're going to also estimate here. And we have 900, and we're probably going to guess 5 because 9 goes into, if we were to take just this one times those two numbers, 9 times 5 is 45. So let's just double check. So 0 times 5, 0, and then another 0, and then 5 times 9 is 45, which is perfect. So now we have 900 goes into 4,500 5 times. So we'll put a 5 above, and then we will subtract 4,500, and we get 0. So then we're done with the first part. So we have now 0.75 times 100. So how we get this done is going 0.75, and then we can put 100 on top. And this is our final step. So 5 times 0 is 0, 0, and then we have the 5. That was 5 times 1 is 5, and then we're going to do a placeholder 0. And then we go 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 1 is 7. So then we add. So 0 plus 0 is 0, then 0, 5 plus 0 is 5, and then 7. So then we need to look at decimal placement. So we only have 2 decimals. So we only need to go over 2. 1, 2. So then we're just left with 75, which in fact is percent. So we have 75% of the people actually survived the illness.